If you're listening to this right now, there's a very big chance you've been waiting for something. Waiting for a sign. Waiting for the perfect moment. Waiting for a version of yourself that feels more confident, more prepared, more ready. And deep down, you already know this. That perfect moment isn't coming. Because it never needed to. The truth is, the moment you start is the moment everything starts shifting. And today, I'm going to tell you a story that will help you feel that shift, not just understand it logically, but feel it in your body, in your mind, in your future. I know exactly how you feel. That quiet frustration that sits behind your ribs like an uninvited guest. That sense that you're meant for something more, something bigger, but somehow you keep waiting. Waiting for clarity, waiting for motivation, waiting for permission, waiting for the perfect moment that never seems to arrive. I know the feeling because I lived in it for years. And before we go anywhere today, I want to say something you've probably never been told directly. It's not the lack of potential that holds you back. It's the pause before the first step. And you know exactly what I mean. That invisible pause. The I should start tomorrow pause. The I need to plan more pause. The I don't feel ready yet pause. The it's not the right time pause. This pause has stolen more dreams than failure ever has. But let me tell you something powerful, something that took me years to understand and even longer to accept. Your life changes the moment you stop waiting and start acting. And not next week, not next month, not when you're in the right mood, right now. Because the truth is brutally simple. The difference between the life you have and the life you want isn't time, it's action. Let me take you back for a moment. There was a time when I believed that success was a complicated formula. I thought it belonged to people who had more opportunities, better connections, more confidence, more talent. I thought they knew something I didn't. Maybe they received the secret recipe while I was busy doubting myself.
But the real turning point in my life wasn't some cinematic breakthrough. It wasn't a lucky moment or a mentor who magically appeared. No, it was a Tuesday. A completely ordinary Tuesday. Cold, gray, uneventful. One of those days when you wake up already tired. A day when I almost convinced myself to postpone again. And that's when I realized something that shook me. My dreams weren't waiting for the right time. I was wasting it. I looked at my goals, the ones I kept writing down every January. Get in shape. Start a project. Learn a skill. Build a business. Change my mindset. Become financially free. You know that list because you probably have your own version of it. And maybe, just maybe, it's been repeating for years. And then the question hit me like a punch. How many more times am I going to write the same goals without taking real action? That one question was enough to corner me into honesty, because the truth is, it wasn't life that was holding me back. It wasn't circumstances. It wasn't bad luck. It wasn't timing. It was something far more dangerous. Comfortable hesitation. A trap so subtle we don't notice it until years pass and we're still in the same place. That moment, that painfully honest realization was the spark. Not a huge breakthrough, just a spark. But sparks start fires, and fires burn excuses. And that's when everything changed. Not because I suddenly felt motivated, not because I suddenly felt confident, not because I suddenly understood everything, but because I acted immediately.
And action, even small action, unlocks a version of you that waiting never will. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Taking action doesn't require confidence. Confidence is what comes after you act. It's built, brick by brick, from the proof that you're capable. Think about that for a moment. Most people wait to feel ready before they start. But readiness is not a feeling, it's a decision. And once you realize that, hesitation loses its power. Let me show you what I mean through a story. A story about a person just like you. A person who had dreams but no urgency. A person who wanted change but kept hoping it would magically appear. That person woke up one day, exhausted, stuck, overwhelmed, and decided to change just one thing. Instead of thinking, they acted immediately. Instead of over-planning, they started. Instead of waiting for clarity, they stepped into the unknown. Instead of searching for motivation, they moved. And that one shift, that one mindset change, created momentum. See, action creates clarity. Clarity creates direction. Direction creates consistency. Consistency creates success. It's a chain reaction, but it starts with a spark. One small step. One moment of courage. One, I'll do it now. Let me ask you something, and answer honestly in your mind. How many opportunities have you lost because you waited?
How many ideas have died in notebooks? How many plans never saw sunlight? How many dreams got delayed so many times that they stopped feeling real? If you're nodding your head even a little, it's okay. Really. Because that's why you're here right now, listening. Something inside you knows that the waiting phase is over. Something inside you is ready for action, immediate action. But I want to go deeper now, because immediate action isn't just a productivity hack. It's a wealth principle, a success principle, a psychological principle, a spiritual principle, a life principle. And if you truly understand it, your entire identity begins to shift. Why? Because action rewires your brain. When you act quickly, even on small things, your brain learns something powerful. I am someone who moves. I am someone who follows through. I am someone who creates results. And once your identity shifts, your life must follow. Most people live in the opposite loop. I'll start soon. I'll think about it. I don't feel ready. I need to prepare first. That loop kills momentum. And without momentum, nothing grows. Let me give you a metaphor. Imagine you're trying to push a heavy car. The first push is the hardest, painfully slow, almost pointless. But if you keep pushing, even lightly, the car begins to roll. And once it rolls, it becomes easy. Not because the car got lighter, but because momentum is doing the heavy lifting. Life works the same way. The first step is the hardest. The first action feels uncomfortable. The first attempt feels awkward. But that's precisely why most people never start. Here's the truth that sets you free. If you only act when you feel ready, you'll live your entire life unstarted. Success belongs to people who begin before they're prepared. You don't need to know the whole path. You just need the courage to take the first step. You don't need full clarity. You'll gain it along the way. You don't need perfect timing. Action creates timing. You don't need motivation. Discipline grows from movement. You don't need certainty. You learn through doing. You don't need approval. Your results will become your validation. The moment I stopped waiting for the right moment was the moment my life split into two timelines, the life I had and the life I could build. And the bridge between them was action. But here's something deeper, something psychological. Waiting feels safe because your brain is designed to protect you from discomfort. That's why the idea of starting feels hard. Your brain whispers, what if you fail? What will people say? What if it doesn't work? What if you embarrass yourself? What if you're not ready? But your brain forgets to ask the most important question. What if delaying is the only real failure? See, the discomfort of action is temporary, but the discomfort of regret lasts a lifetime. I want to share with you something extremely important. Most people think in terms of days, weeks, months. Successful people think in terms of decisions.
And there are two types of decisions in life: momentum-building decisions and momentum-killing decisions. Waiting is a momentum killer. Action, any action, is a momentum builder. And here's the part that might shock you. You don't need huge actions to change your life. You just need immediate ones. Small steps, taken right away, beat big steps planned forever. You want to get in shape? Don't design the perfect workout routine. Do 10 push-ups right now. You want to start a business? Don't build a full plan. Create the first page, the first idea, the first outline. You want to learn English, coding, design, investing? Don't plan a 3-month strategy. Study for 10 minutes right now. You want to fix your finances? Don't wait for the first of the month. Track one expense today. You want confidence? Do the actionable thing you keep avoiding. You want a better life? Stop thinking about it and take one step toward it.
Because every time you act immediately, you send a message to your future self. I don't wait. I build. There's a reason successful people seem unstoppable. It's not because they're smarter or luckier. It's because they move fast, not recklessly, just decisively. They understand something most people never learn. Action is the shortcut. Not intelligence, not talent, not planning, not motivation. Action. Action opens doors. Action builds skills. Action creates opportunities. Action attracts people. Action leads to consistency. Action develops discipline. Action builds character. Action creates wealth. Action transforms identity. You cannot think your way into a new life. You must act your way into it.
There was a moment when I realized something profound. Every successful person I admired had one thing in common. Not luck, not timing, not talent, but speed of execution. They didn't wait when something felt right. They didn't hesitate when they had an idea. They didn't freeze from overthinking. They acted. And they acted fast. And even when their actions were imperfect, messy, incomplete, they were moving. And movement beats perfection every time. Now I want you to imagine something. Imagine your life 1 year from today. But imagine 2 versions. First version, you keep waiting. You keep hesitating. You keep planning without acting. You keep postponing your goals. Another year passes, and nothing changes. That version is painful to imagine, I know. Because deep down, you feel it could become real if nothing changes.
Now imagine the second version. You start acting immediately, even on small things. You make one small improvement every day. You move instead of thinking. You try instead of doubting. You begin instead of postponing. A year passes, and you're unrecognizable, more confident, more skilled, more disciplined, more stable, more fulfilled, closer to wealth.
Closer to purpose, closer to the life you want. That version of you exists. It's not imaginary. It's not unrealistic. It's simply the result of a different choice. The choice to act. And the beautiful part? The path to that version starts today, right now, with something small, something simple, something doable. Because the secret to success is momentum, and momentum is built from immediate action. Before we finish, I want you to internalize something deeply. You don't need to transform your entire life today. You just need to start today. You don't need all the answers. You don't need the perfect plan. You don't need the perfect moment. You only need to take the smallest possible step immediately. And that step will lead to another, and another, and another. That's how people change. That's how lives transform. That's how futures are built. The real question now is simple. Are you going to let this be another video you listen to and forget, or the moment you finally begin? Because your future self is already watching, and they're hoping, begging, that you start today. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. And now, as promised, I'll leave you with this. If you want more powerful stories, lessons, and mind-shifting perspectives that help you grow, help you think deeper, and help you become the strongest version of yourself, make sure to subscribe. On this channel, every story is designed to bring you closer to clarity, purpose, success, and the life you know you're capable of. So take action right now, even this tiny one. Hit subscribe and keep growing with me. Your best self is waiting, and it begins today.